So I used to bike to work every day. For 7 years I drove my mom's car that I borrowed, a 90 horsepower BMW. And now I drive my car. I bought it a year ago. It's actually my first car. So I used to look at cars and I'd see a price tag. I'd think, damn, I'll never be able to afford that. But I'd be fixated on the car itself, an object. You know, now I see a supercar and I just think of, I imagine the experience, you know, the emotions that it gives you. But I love biking, but I drive it because it just excites me. Positive emotions and just, never gets old. And you'll hear in a second why. Fridays are exciting because we have a company breakfast buffet with the best bacon I've ever had in my life. Also, at 4 p.m. we play Counter-Strike, which you'll see, I'll show you later. I won't tell too much about that because we play on our own office map, which is amazing. You know, all my life I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I didn't know what that meant. And it took me a long time to really figure it out and actually finally grow the balls to take the first risk and try. I worked at 2 corporations, at one for a month, and the other one you probably know, it's Orange, the carrier, the mobile carrier. I got an internship there when I was 19 years old, and I went there, and second day on my lunch break, I went out for lunch and I'm like, fuck this. This is not the way I want to spend my life, and I just left. I was in the office, nobody even knew I was there. I don't think I even had a number. I was just a nobody. That was a very important realization in my life because I never worked, you know, at a corporation again after that. You know, most people don't like their jobs, and I don't understand how you can live your life like that, because you spend such a big portion of your life at work. To not be excited to go a place where you spend a third of your life or more even. It's just a concept I cannot grasp. I like what Gary Vee says. Like, he says, if you're living for vacations and waiting for Fridays, just living for Fridays, waiting for Monday to Friday to pass so you can have your Friday evening, Saturday and Sunday, you're doing something wrong with your life. You're wasting your life. You're forgetting that you could change your situation at any point. That's the best part, is it's all up to you to change it. So just remember that, like, just waiting for holidays and Fridays, time for change, as basic as that. Because Mondays should be exciting, you know, work should be a place where you develop yourself, you learn, you're surrounded with other smart people, and it should be a challenging and kind of an environment which you develop in, and not some sort of slavery, mindless grinding, monkey work type of thing. You deserve better. So we're pulling up to our new office now. Here on the right, you see this palace? Open your window. That's where our 4th office was. It was actually owned by the family. This whole area was a brewery, one of the biggest breweries in Poland, and the family that owned the brewery lived in this palace. Built in the 1600s, I believe, or 1700s. So now we moved into a new office building, which they just built, where we have 3 floors. Under us, there's Uber. That's where the customer excellence, their support office is. Not a bad neighbor to have. So yeah, beautiful. It took us 2 years to build this, and this is now my home. I love it here. Hey. Yeah. We made it on time. On time for breakfast. Breakfast is from 8 till 10 every Friday, and it's so good, you don't want to miss it. So keep in mind, like, this space, it took us, we started working on this 2.5 years ago. We only moved in half a year ago. It was probably the biggest project of my life. Every little detail was designed by us. Welcome! Wait a sec, where is it? Oh, here it is. A little bit of privacy. Look! That's so-called smart glass. You know the story behind this office? I was actually originally going to sit out in the open space with everybody, because that's what I've always done. But I realized that sometimes I just need to have my own space to kind of separate myself from the day-to-day stuff, or minuscule tasks. This is probably what you're looking at right now. This is a saltwater aquarium. You know, as an avid scuba diver and free diver, it just kind of takes me back to, you know, the tropics. It's a tropical saltwater aquarium. It took a lot of work to get this built. We had to reinforce the floors because this is over 1 ton of water. I think the fish think I'm gonna feed them, so I will. Yeah, look, even fish have omegas. You see? Everybody should eat omega. All they know that's food. Let's give them a little bit. So when I get in the office, first thing I do, remember how I said I don't check emails in the morning? Well, the first time I check emails is in the office. And I do it once. And I don't get many emails. I've set up filters and I've unsubscribed from everything that just, you know, unnecessary. Again, I don't want to put myself in this reactive state of mind where I'm just replying to Skype. I'm gonna close Skype right now. I usually don't use Skype. I just wanna have a clear mind, you know, think about, you know, the bigger picture. And these little things, you get bombarded with messages here and there. It just kind of like clutters your mind and distracts you. So I get rid of all that as much as I can. And if you look here, you see I'm standing right now. The reason is, when I started my business, I was sitting for like 16 hours a day sometimes, like 18 hours sometimes, just grinding just at my computer. I had back pain, I was taking a prescription medication that my doctor gave me, like a muscle relaxant, just so I could sit more. And I've permanently actually damaged my spine. I have a slip disc that I have physiotherapy. I have it at 12 in our office gym. I, as an employer, feel I am responsible for the well-being of everybody that works with me. So everybody has a standing desk like this. I think it's a great thing. I stand most of the day. I even have this thing. So this thing, kind of like this balancing act. So you're just kind of like swaying around while you're working. And it just uses your muscles. So the problem with like being in one position too long is your muscles lock up and just get very stiff. So this just gives you a little bit of movement and it just feels good. You can stand longer and burn a few calories, why not? So I recommend standing desks for everybody. Every company should have them. I think it should be a standard. Hey, 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 whoo. Okay. I'm like playing music in my head. I'm pretty excited today because we've been working on our third and biggest project for the past 2 years. It's been a very tiresome process because it's been very challenging. We've seen no results. So we're now starting to see results from our beta testers. And it's a project that, you know, has the potential to take us to, you know, unicorn level like you see here. So I have high hopes that this year we're gonna double maybe our revenues thanks to this project. It's been sucking like half of our human capital and resources for the past 2 years. That's why our growth has slowed down. Maintaining the growth of the second fastest growing company in Europe. It's not easy. For 5 years, I feel, you know, burnt out a little bit. I've lost that fire, that sort of insurgency feeling to show everybody that the underdog can take on, you know, the bigger players of the VC capital. So we're self-funded, which is pretty unique, but I'll tell you guys about that later. But yeah, so it's exciting times. You know, when you see results of something you've been working on for 2 years, it's one of the most rewarding feelings you can feel in your career is just results of hard work. All right, it's 11 o'clock. I got 55 minutes to do something. Then I have to go meet my physiotherapist in our gym. I'll see you there. Hey! How you doing? This is Justina. She's physiotherapist and trainer, and she's killer. How's it going, man?
Yes, you can start.
All right.
Okay.
Ah.
Thank you.
See you on Monday.
See you.
So that was my 12 o'clock training, something I'd never do if I didn't have a personal trainer. You saw some of those exercises. I don't know where she gets them from. They're really intense. One of the greatest things about training with her is every time the exercises don't repeat, so it stimulates your mind, you don't get bored, and it's really quite challenging to coordinate your body, like standing on these things. So I do these trainings because, like I mentioned already, I have permanent back problems from sitting too much. That's the reason we have this whole gym in the first place. I want everybody here to, be healthy and not have any consequences from working at a computer. I encourage everybody to train during working hours. So, to any employers out there, take care of your people, Their health is important because, after this training, I was a little bit sleepy at 12, and then now I'm gonna take a shower, and I'm probably gonna do better work in the next hour than I would throughout the whole day if I didn't train. Like I said in the beginning, personal trainer, if you're having trouble forcing yourself to go to the gym like I do, everybody does, you can always have an excuse not to train. Get a personal trainer. It's an investment in your health. For me, it's an investment in the business. Like, it's not just to be healthy, it's actually to be more productive. I think the ROI on this gym is incalculable. Healthy living and productivity and success, it all goes hand in hand. There was a 2-year period where I barely trained. I almost destroyed myself. I wasn't sleeping. I didn't have an appetite. I was getting sick a lot. I feel like at that time my mental capacity was like 20%, and I almost lost the whole company. I was so burnt out and so physically and mentally unwell that I didn't want to continue running a company that was making millions of dollars. That's one of my business partner, that was the time he left, and I realized I gotta get my shit together and start taking care of my body, because otherwise I'll lose it all. So invest in your health and you invest in your business at the same time. That's what I gotta say. Well, I gotta take a shower because I have a meeting in 10 minutes. I'll be right back. I just learned how to do this yesterday. Who's winning? Oh, you do use a massage chair. That thing's good, no? Yeah. I just learned how to ride this yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah, at a meeting. All right, let's go. To the kitchen. So for lunch, where's mine? Here it is. We get these deliveries from FitLab Catering. I find it to be very practical because I don't like thinking about what I'm going to eat. Just like for breakfast, I systematize things just to have more mental capacity to think about what really matters. Right, Eugene? It's important to have just... Oh man, it's fish today! I think I'll try it though. So yeah, check this out. This is breakfast, second breakfast, lunch. It's like 2,000 calories. I don't always eat it all, but it just saves me time. And I used to come to the office and not eat sometimes. Other times I would just be like, what the hell do I eat today? But this is a little disappointing. So is there any left? What is this, man? Is this yours?
Yeah.
Oh.
Take it. It's too much fun.
Really? Mm-hmm. With pleasure. Sometimes I just have leftovers, Oh, delicious. I won't take it all though. Yeah, you just pop it in the microwave and you're good to go. It saves you a lot of time. This FitLab thing, we actually give it as a perk in the company, so anyone can have these lunches delivered to the office. 60 to 80 lunches get delivered every day. My simple rule is I treat people that work with me the same way I'd want to be treated if I worked for someone. I think because of that, my approach and things I've learned in my life, like, eating healthy and training and taking care of yourself. I try to pass that on to everybody here because I think it's really important. You know, I've learned my lessons by not doing it. I've tasted the consequences of not taking care of your physical health, your mental health. So I don't want anyone to experience the same. You know, obviously some people already eat healthy and they train on their own, but some people actually only started doing so after joining the company. So we're bettering their lives, they're being more productive at work, they feel better. It's just good for everybody, and it'll always be like that. And if I could think of anything else that would be beneficial to me and others, I will do it. That's why we have the environment and the culture that we have here, because of that one simple sort of principle. A lot of owners of businesses forget that their business is nothing but the group of people in a given office or wherever, however they work. So that's why you gotta treat your people as the #1 priority, and that's what we do, you know, the people, product, profits. That's our mantra, and it'll never change. So it's just great to see that the organization just flourishing and thriving on its own without me. I don't usually consider myself, you know, as a like CEO who needs to know everything. In fact, I've gotten very comfortable with knowing very little, actually. I used to be very hands-on. I'd have to know every little thing, which is important, I think, in the beginning, but I became the bottleneck of the organization at a point where we were going quickly and I was still ordering office supplies because I thought anyone else who would do it would it up somehow. It's stupid, and I had to learn how to delegate, and I become so proficient at it, and my team is so amazing that, you know, everything's just growing and moving along with or without me. Sometimes things move along better when I'm away. People joke that when I'm away that there's a positive correlation between financial success and my absence. So, you know, it hurts a little bit, but at the same time, okay. Yeah. Last week I did my first kind of live public appearance. I agreed to do a presentation followed by a 2-hour Ask Me Anything session at the best school in Poland, actually. It was in Warsaw, and it went really well. First time I did something like that, and I enjoyed it a lot. Like, it was just fun. It was good fun. I think I'll be repeating that. So it's nice to hear. This is flattering to hear that someone took the time to write a letter to me and thank me. Very inspiring for everyone there. That's amazing. That's what I was hoping for. It was really nice to listen to you. It's always good to hear. He says that I probably motivated every single person there. There was like 600 people there, so that's incredible. That's what I was hoping for. You know, I think inspiration is probably the most undervalued, underrated thing in the world. Like, I was inspired. That's why I started my journey, you know, with entrepreneurship. I was actually inspired by my brother, who started a company when I was still very young, and he was patient enough to explain everything to me, and that's what got my brain sort of first wrapping itself around what it is that really is a company, and what is it needed to run a business, because it's such an abstract concept when you're young. You don't even know what a company is. I had to Google at one point, what is a company? Legal entity, what the hell does that mean? Anyway, I digress a bit. He wants me to sign, oh man. He wants me to sign this picture. This is the cover of Forbes magazine that I was on in March of this year. I guess I should say something about that. This is a pretty special thing, and not just for me, but I think for young entrepreneurs in Poland. I'm the first person to land on a Forbes Poland list from sort of, you know, someone who's built a startup from new technology. It's inspired thousands of people apparently, which is incredible, because when I was starting out, you know, I wasn't sure if it's even possible. You always look to someone who's done something before you to just get that feeling that it is doable. And so to be that person now, it's an incredible honor, and I think it's a responsibility even more, because, you know, like I said, inspiration is so undervalued. If I could just inspire 1,000 people, maybe 10 or 100 of them will be the next ones to inspire 100 more, and it just cascades and creates this wonderful waterfall effect. So, damn, well, let's sign that for him. Marcin, if you're watching this, thank you so much. Like, this is what, you know, it's good to get validation that I'm achieving my goal of inspiring people, because it's hard to know without direct feedback. Hope that I inspired people, but here, seeing it written by you means a lot, and because of things like this, it encourages me to keep doing what I did at SGH. So thank you so much. Really humbled. Let me sign that for you. Let me do a practice one first. I don't sign too many things anymore, so. Yep. Oh man, now everybody can forge my signature. No, I'm kidding. Where should I sign here? Yeah. Cool. Send that back to you soon. Thank you again, like really, very humbling. And it's just incredible to, you know, realize that, you know, you're an inspiration to other people. It's overwhelming at times. Like I said, I treat it as a responsibility and I take it very seriously. And it's really the only reason I'm doing a lot of what I do publicly, because I know some people don't like it. They don't understand why I have a public life, but I don't feel I have anything to hide. I like to think that I enjoy the fruits of my labor. And knowing that some people are inspired by it, yes, this is exactly what I'm hoping for. So it's just amazing. It's amazing and I love it. So thank you very much. Damn. Boom, boom, that was cool. Every Friday we play 4 o'clock. We play on our own Counter-Strike server on a map of this office. The reason why is because I'm a gamer at heart. I was always a gamer since I was a little kid. Business for me is just another game, and that's why I feel I'm so successful at it, because I don't take it too seriously, but at the same time I'm extremely competitive. The reason why Counter-Strike is so dear to my heart is because A, that gaming factor. I feel if not of that experience, I wouldn't be where I am today. I still play a lot of computer games. And B, I met one of the founders of Codewise playing Counter-Strike in my dormitory at university in 2004. So honestly, if not of this game, I don't know where I'd be in life. So that's why I kind of commemorate that with you know, playing in the office every Friday. Other than that, I feel it's very important to, what I said earlier, be playful, you know? Encourage the inner child to come out, because that's where creativity comes from. Check this out. So I said one-to-one office. Check this out. I'm gonna go into my own office where I'm sitting right now. Hopefully not get killed on the way. This is where I'm playing right now. Our game room. Even our pinball. It's pretty trippy playing on the map, because when you play too long and you come to the office, you're looking around every corner, like forgetting that real life is not the same as the game. But it's such an amazing map. Our designer spent over 600 or 700 hours building it, and he's gotten a lot of recognition from the Counter-Strike community for it. I think 300,000 people have downloaded it. It's also an awesome marketing stunt. I mean, we're planning to host some tournaments on it. We had a LAN party in the office where we played this map. It was amazing. 40 people. Like, people see this and they cannot believe it. For us, it's just normal. We're just like treating work as an integral part of life that I feel just should be enjoyable. And this is just like, you know, one of the byproducts of that sort of attitude. And I love it. I'll never change it. If there's any companies out there that want to challenge us to a clan match, you have to play on our map though. Let me know. We're always looking for a good challenge. All right, I'm gonna get a shotgun now. This is getting serious. Close combat. Oh shit! I can't see it. Oh man. Oh! Oh! I got a little excited. Shit. Oh man, exciting. I love this. I love it. All my life, practically, I've been an introvert. It took a lot of self-awareness, a lot of practice, a lot of putting yourself in really uncomfortable situations to grow out of that, to be able to be on this camera right now. Jesus Christ, I mean, not long ago this would be unthinkable for me. I think it all started with gaming to an extent, where I was able to kind of be myself, kind of role play, not be weird about being who I am. That's why, in a very special way, I feel I owe a lot to this, and it's good to just remember where you come from and who you used to be. Now I gotta stop dying because this is embarrassing. So I'm gonna try to. So I've told you a little bit about my sort of connection in my story with gaming. And you know, you hear a lot of mixed opinions. You hear a lot of people saying that gaming is destructive, that you can't get anywhere by gaming, that it's a waste of time, you know. But compare it to watching TV, which is just mind-numbing. I don't watch any TV. I've always chosen computer games because they actually stimulate your mind. It's a skill. You may or may not agree with me, but I'm very curious to hear what is your opinion, or what is your experience with gaming. Do you think it's destructive? Do you think it develops the mind? You know, I personally feel that because of all these years and all these hours spent gaming, I'm able to make extremely quick decisions in business. And like I told you, one of the key things in business for me is treating it as a game. You know, the money is a high score. It's always been kind of just a tool for me, without this crazy emotional attachment. That's how I've been able to get where I am. And I'm gonna be reading all your comments, and for the best comment, I will be shipping anywhere in the world my personal favorite mouse. I've been using this for a few years now. the Razor Mamba Tournament Edition, an amazing mouse. And along with that, you'll get some beautiful code-wise memorabilia with my signature. So leave a comment, make it thoughtful, make it funny, whatever. I like funny, and I'll be reading all of them. So, thank you so much for watching. It's been a great experience for me. I hope to see you next time. I won't see you, but I hope you see me next time, you know what I mean? And I look forward to continuing this because you know, I've never really been comfortable in front of a camera, so it took me really, I had to be really mindful of the fact to kind of imagine that I'm talking to people and that hopefully they're, you know, learning something or just enjoying it at least. And it's about like kind of pushing your own boundaries. I didn't think I'd be able to do this, but now I'm kind of actually enjoying it a lot. And, you know, always be pushing your boundaries. Like, that's what life is all about.